What's up, guys? So today, taking a pretty chilled ride, literally as well, in Franschhoek. It is 11 degrees. It's flipping freezing here, and at the top of the mountain it's 9 degrees. So yeah, pretty damn cold. But yeah, I haven't been to Franschhoek in quite a while. And I thought I would just do like a quick couple of laps. And then also a few weeks ago I asked on my social media if anybody wanted to ask me a question, because in September this year I will have been on YouTube for 10 years. I started this channel in 2015 after seeing all the motovloggers at the time, like Do It With Dan and Chase on Two Wheels and Motonosity and Brian 636, and all of those people inspired me to make my own YouTube channel. And yeah, I've kind of just been making videos for the fun of it for the last 10 years. And you would think a channel that's been around for 10 years would have a lot more subscribers. But yeah, I kind of just make videos because they're fun. And I like helping people. So like my videos doing exhaust installations and other mods and stuff, I get a lot of comments on those videos. With people asking how to do certain things and that they bought certain things. I also enjoy doing a lot of bike reviews. It's one of my favorite things to do, actually. And some people have actually bought street triples because of my reviews, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm just gonna do like no front brake there for some reason. I'm just gonna do a lap or two and then pull over and answer some of the questions that you guys have asked. And also, if you want to ask more questions, I can do a follow-up video, because I only asked on Instagram, and I did make a community post on YouTube, but I don't think people even look at the community tab, so nobody answered there, which is fine. Yeah, so let's do a nice freezing cold lap. I can barely feel my fingers. Yeah, I think I'll pull in here. This is quite a nice spot. Yo, that's quite far down. Okay, so chilling here with my bike at this very nice spot. Yeah, I've got a couple of questions that I mentioned on Instagram and YouTube, but nobody answered those. So yeah, I'll just start off. So this is from Mensy Blueprints. If you had to start again, be a new rider, what top 5 things would you do to bring you to your level? That's a very good question. So if I had to start again, to be honest, I would do exactly the same thing. I started on a small bike at 250, rode that for a good 3 to 4 months, I think. And then I moved up to a Suzuki GSR 600, so the naked 600, and rode that for 3 months, and then I started doing track days. I first started before track days. I actually went and did motorcycle training thing that was hosted by Ollie Davidson, but it taught me like low speed control, low speed maneuvering, throttle, brake, all of that stuff, which I still use today, because the way I used to ride is I used to ride with my finger on the throttle, my hand on the throttle, and 2 fingers always covering the front brake, which is what a lot of people do. But you only have 2 fingers on the throttle, and you can't be very precise when you are trying to do smooth throttle application. And one of the things that the instructor said was take my finger away from the brake and keep my whole hand on the throttle the whole time, and you can modulate the throttle a lot better. Yes, I know it takes a microsecond to put your finger back onto brake in time, but if you do it long enough, you become very good at it. So I never ride with my finger covering the brake. I just feel the response and how good you get at throttle control is not more important, but it makes a big difference to your riding if you're very confident on your throttle and not having to keep your finger over the brake the whole time. It's a bit of a mind shift, but yeah, just take some practice. And then yes, to get back to my level that I am now, track days. I basically started doing track days within the first year of my riding, and I haven't stopped. I mean, the last track day I did was a month ago. I've done track days every month for the last 10 years pretty much, which is why I think I'm a very confident, smooth rider. I'm confident in my skills, in the bike, what the bike can do, braking, traction of the tires, throttle control, body position, all of that kind of stuff. Track days play such a huge role in becoming a good rider. So yeah, I would do it exactly the same way. And when I was still learning and doing track days, I think after two years, I entered my first race. I did 2 races called the breakfast run class, where you take your road bike and you see what racing is all about. I did 2 of those. I also did an 8-hour endurance race on a 150. So I've done racing, I've done lots of track days and stuff. So yeah, for me personally, and the people that know me, I always advocate for track days. It just takes your riding to the next level. And then when you come and ride technical roads like Franschhoek, it just makes everything a lot easier, a lot calmer. You can bring the speed down, but your corner speed will be a lot higher. Your braking will be a lot more confident. You can trust your tires. It just makes your road riding 1,000 times better, just with doing track days. So yes, back to the original question, what would I do differently to get back to my level? I would do it the same, maybe do a bit more racing. That's about it really. Good question. Okay, next one is also from Mensy Blueprints. What's the one thing that's killing new riders besides the lack of skill, and how do you overcome it? I don't know if he means killing new riders like they crash and die, or if it's killing their confidence. Besides the lack of skill, then how do you overcome it? Also a good question. So I would say training. People don't spend a lot of time training. They don't spend time learning how hard you can brake and how strong your bike's brakes actually are. What I used to do with a friend of mine is we would set up cones in a big parking lot, and we would practice maneuvering. We would practice like hard braking, like go to 50 k's an hour brake, go to 60 k's an hour brake, up to 100, pull on those brakes until you feel ABS or until you get a little bit scared, and even then you can still brake more. So yeah, new riders don't spend a lot of time practicing, and they don't learn what the bike's capability is, because even a budget bike, the amount of capability a small bike has is way beyond what a lot of people's skill levels are. So yeah, the training, spending time learning your bike and training is a huge part of why a lot of people crash. They try and go too fast too soon. So you usually see it with people that have been riding for 6 months to a year. They start pushing it faster and faster and faster. And they can go fast, but they aren't fast in the corners, or they aren't fast with their braking or their vision. And that's another thing, especially a vision, is awareness. So a lot of things that I learned when I was riding was, one of the main things is you have to you have to think that every car on the road can't see you. You need to be invisible. You've got to think that whoever's around you cannot see you. So you always have to have a defensive mindset. And when I'm riding, I'm looking ahead, looking at the cars, and I always think, yo, if that car pulled out, what would I do? How would I avoid that? And then also just road spacing. So you need to be aware that if you are riding along the highway and there's a car here and you here, you need to know that you're sitting in the rear pillar of that car. So when somebody looks behind them, they can't see you. You're just sitting in that blind spot, and then they indicate and then they turn, and then the bikers get all angry that, oh, nobody looks and just rides into you. But no, it was your fault. You were in the wrong position. So that is your fault. It's not the driver's fault. You need to always assume that the driver can't see you. If you're riding along and you're sitting here, you need to be aware that you either need to pull up next to him, pass him, or slow down so that he can see you in his mirrors. So yeah, training is the biggest thing. Training and bike capability. Once you know the bike's capability and you've trained to use your bike effectively, you become a much better rider, a more observant rider, a safer rider. Then pair that with track days, like I mentioned earlier, and overall you become a lot better rider and a lot safer, a lot more confident, faster on the road. Like I can ride fast on the road as you've seen, but I also practice the roads. I've practiced Franschhoek. I've literally been coming here for the last 10 years, almost every single weekend or every other weekend. So I can close my eyes and tell you every single corner on this road, where the bumps are, where the water is, where the off camber is, where you got to go right or left. It's kind of the same for Royals. Also been doing that road for 10 years, every other weekend. Know every single corner of that road, where to watch out, and yeah, just knowledge, road knowledge, skill, bike knowledge. It's like a whole complete circle of knowledge that you have to become a safe and effective rider. Okay, next question from Matthew Fismer. What are your honest thoughts about Colani without burning bridges? Okay, so this is obviously a bit more of a localized question. So Colani is our local racetrack, right? And I've been going there for over 10 years now, or 10 years, doing track days, racing, been a part of the organization. Colani has a lot of potential to be really good, but the focus is not where it should be. I'm not entrenched in the racing community around Colani, and I don't know the finer details about it, but there's a lot of things that kind of rub me the wrong way about the way the track is run. Things like runoff. The runoff should be tilled, like you take a tiller and turn the soil every track day to make it soft for people to crash into. That doesn't get done. The track's been needing to be resurfaced for probably like 20 years now. It's super bumpy. There's been lots of accidents caused by bumps. So yeah, track surface, the runoffs areas need to be looked after. The main straight is like super deadly. If you have a front brake failure on the main straight, you're basically going straight into a tire wall at 200 plus kilometers an hour. So there's basically no safety on the main straight. Yeah, it's just, I don't know what the financial situation is, but if there was more money put into safety, it would be a lot better. As well as like pit facilities. Like you can't run tire warmers off the grid, the power grid in the pit, because it trips the whole system. So yeah, Colani is the only track we have, so it's hard to just be like, I'm not going to race there or ride there or do track days, because then you don't have any track to ride on. But things could be better. It is getting better slowly, I guess, but I've kind of just removed myself from that. I'm not going to be doing any racing anytime soon. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Sonic 1K, feature at Sonic 1K. Well, I mean, I don't know how to feature you. Every time we ask you to come and ride, come ride some twisties instead of straight roads. Rayard Burnett, when will you do a lucky giveaway? When will you do a lucky draw giveaway for all your channel members? So I have one channel member and his name's Rayard Burnett. So he's basically asking me to give him a free gift for being a member. So yeah, your present is in the post. I promise I'll send it to you. Daniel Honeycomb, ride with that guy's name Daniel Honeycomb. No, I don't ride with older uncles on GS's. Ross Abercrombie, what keeps you going? Why do you do it? What brings you through the highs and lows? That's a very good question. So like I mentioned earlier, I started motovlogging in 2015, basically at the height of motovlogging, which is probably a bad time. But I just find it to be really fun. I like making videos. So my day job is I'm a motion graphics designer for advertising agencies. So I make video content all the time, and I just like the aspect of recording your rides, sharing it, uploading it. My videos don't get thousands of views or lots of subscribers or anything, but like it really doesn't matter. There is a core bunch of people that watch my videos, that comment all the time. I basically try and reply to every single comment I can, and give my advice and have a discourse with my subscribers. And what keeps you going through the highs and the lows? Yeah, sometimes I'm just like, I really don't feel like going to make a video. Sometimes I feel like riding just to ride, like without a camera and stuff, which I've done quite a bit. It's quite freeing. You just go ride to enjoy it. And the highs is like when I make a really nice video and I've had a really good ride and I feel really good and I put it out there, even though it gets whatever 200 views or something, I still enjoy the process of making that video, trying new techniques. If you've been watching my channel since back then, which I doubt a lot of you have, I used to make third-person rigs. I made one of the first third-person rigs, like pretty much on YouTube. I made a very cool rig that came out the front of the bike and pointed back. This was all before 360 cameras, which was featured on Visor Down. That was pretty rad. Just trying new angles. I've had 360 cameras, like all of that stuff. So all the filming side, the story side, the riding, that's kind of what keeps me going. It's just the fun of it all. And I'll just keep making videos. It doesn't matter if they don't get a lot of views. It's just like a nice creative outlet to combine my passion for motorcycling and content creation. And it's not for money or anything. I barely make any money off YouTube. It's just more for fun. I think in 10 years I probably haven't even made back the money I've spent on petrol. So yeah, that's not really the thing. But yeah, it's just fun. My channel has been growing steadily for the last couple of months, which is pretty cool. I appreciate all the people that watch my videos. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's a pretty good question. Yeah, I didn't get that many questions, which is fine. If you watch this video and you want to ask me more questions, maybe I'll do a follow-up, a V2. But yeah, so anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. A bit of a different one, and it's nice and clear now, so I might do a couple of more laps and just talk a bit more after that, you know. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.